The new Inanimate Insanity episode. Let's talk about it. Okay, for starters, if you do not know me, I am Stellar. I am an object show theorist. Due to script writing issues, this is going to be my first video. I'm going full no script for this because I feel like I need to get on this before the next II episode. So, for starters, this is obviously spoilers to the newest episode. Okay, so first things first, I saw the Springy walkie-talkie thing coming. How did I see it coming? Well, if you listen to both of their voices,
My smart toys, and I can build you the cast of your dreams.
I stop at 52. I mean, the show can go on forever. Forever.
obviously, now that you've listened, you hear that there was a very similar pitch. They have similar pitches, similar voices. Now, if you know anything about Inanimate Sanity, they have a very distinct voice cast. None of their voices are really similar unless maybe they have the same voice actor, but even then, they're normally very different. For example, Justin Chapman plays Knife, Silver Spoon, and Paper, and the only one you can really hear his voice in. Oh, he also plays Goo, but the only two you can hear his voice in I feel like, are Paper and Knife. They're the only one that even sound, I feel like, out of that remotely similar. Now, why is this something I'm mentioning? I just find it odd that the two most anonymous characters in the franchise had similar voices. Honestly, I even thought WALKIE-TALKIE was Springy, and I'm starting to think that she still is. Or he, I should say. What do you mean by that, you may be asking? Well, get this. WALKIE-TALKIE is working with Springy, as we've found out. But what if there's more to it than that? What if WALKIE-TALKIE is a Springy prototype? Now, you might be like, Stella, where are you going with this? This doesn't make any sense. Well, not exactly. Now, it's already clear that they have some sort of relation, but with the similarity in their voice. Now, this is only, I don't have much evidence for this, but their voice similarities, the fact that they're working together, the fact that they talk the same, if you listen to their speech patterns between Springy's episode, Spring on the Breakfast, and the newest episode, which name I forgot. So, what does this mean for the future of Inanimate Insanity? I feel like we are finally going to see who WALKIE-TALKIE is, or if he's another version of Springy. Because I feel like at first we were all assuming WALKIE-TALKIE was a she because of her voice, which is something I was doing too. But I also did the same with Springy. I also thought Springy was female. And honestly, I'm pretty sure the whole community noticed how similar these two voices were. But we had just brushed it off as some sort of coincidence, except I didn't. Now, as we got through this new Inanimate Insanity episode, I immediately realized, like, as WALKIE-TALKIE started speaking more, that this character had a relation to Springy, even before the end scene. Because, like I said, they talk so alike. Now, why is this important? If, hypothetically, what I'm saying is true, that WALKIE-TALKIE is a Springy prototype, that would mean there could be more Springys. And what evidence do I have to this? Well, in Spring on the Breakfast, Springy says he wants to make a toy line out of Bot. A toy line. Is it possible that these other Springies are mass produced the same way Bot would have been? Yes, it's 100% possible. Now, why is this such a big deal? Why isn't it such a big deal? These different scenes from this episode where is WALKIE-TALKIE is speaking, she's doing the same thing Springy's doing. She's saying stuff like, then this will never end, just like you wanted. The same thing that Springy had said towards the end of Spring on the Breakfast. Now, I feel like this is such a big detail, because either WALKIE-TALKIE is another character, I feel like, either another mascot from Springy's company or overall just another Springy. I would have said like a worker, which I was one of my initial thoughts, but it doesn't seem likely with how similar they speak. Now, I know a lot of people have tried tying Springy to Cobbs, but I do not think that is the case here. I think there's more to it. Now, it's possible that they did originate from Cobbs, but I feel like there's more. I feel like this mass-produced line of Springies is going to be what these characters are going to have to face in the newest episode. Because Walkie-Talkie was so set on like controlling the show, which is also what Springy was trying to do. Springy kept changing the show depending on like what they thought would work. When I say that, I mean in Spring on the Breakfast, I they altered the rules in order to get what they wanted. This sounds familiar, right? It's also implied that walkie-talkie is the reason me phone submitted that wrong Grosker thing to begin with. What does this mean? It means that Springy and walkie-talkie have both tried controlling this, which is why the idea of walkie-talkie being Springy isn't actually as far-fetched as it sounds. But obviously, I do not think they're the same person. I think walkie-talkie is a different version. I think they're both Springy, but mass-produced, similar to how Bot would have been. I think that about covers it for today. I don't have much to go off of, but what do you think of this theory? Leave down in the comments below if you have any counterclaims, more evidence to this, or just your general thoughts. I'd really like to hear it. Alright, this is Stellar, aka, for some odd reason, the MatPat of the Object Show community. And that is my theory. And remember, if you like my content, I would really appreciate it if you could just subscribe. It really helps me, the channel, a lot. You could also yeah. You know, when I was younger, I used to think, I'm never gonna be like those YouTubers forcing you to do that. And now that I'm older, it's like, oh, I see why now. I get why they want you to do it. Yeah, but it would really help me a lot, and depending on what feedback I get in the comments, maybe I'll make another video on this. Yeah, alright, bye internet, I'll see you next time.